people. I'm joined now by Conservative MP for Lichfield, Michael Fabricant. Michael, thank you very, very much. You know, one thing that really stands out for me in all of this is just the way that this was actually handled by the NHS. How to have top doctors coming to you, not lightly at all, and essentially saying, I actually am accusing this woman of murdering babies, and for them to do nothing about it. In fact, they did do something about it. They made those doctors apologise to her, and they made those doctors attend mediation meetings with her. And actually, I think there's more people who need to face a courtroom in this.
Well, it does seem to me, doesn't it, that, you know, we've heard in the past how perhaps doctors try and protect other doctors by ensuring that they're not prosecuted or not having legal actions against them. But in this instance, it would seem to be the administrators of the hospital who were at fault, who wanted to do everything, quote, by the book, unquote, but in doing so endangered lives. And maybe it was going to be just too much work for them. Maybe they feared that Lucy Letby would make a legal complaint against the hospital or something like that if these accusations were treated seriously. But it just does demonstrate, doesn't it, that they should have listened to the doctors at the hospital who actually did know what they were talking about.
Well, I suspect that they were also worried about the idea that there would be a baby death scandal at their hospital. We've had Shropshire, we've had Staffordshire, we've had Barrow in Furness up in Cumbria. I mean, there's probably others as well that I'm just not aware of and don't have to hand right now. This appears to be happening left, right and centre. The standard of maternity care in this country is absolutely woeful, and I've got no doubt that they didn't want to be added to that list. Well, the best way to do that is to essentially not investigate something and hope it all goes away. In the meantime, people die, don't they, Michael? And this is a big problem now. I think people need answers.
Well, look, you know, saying that this is a systemic thing that is happening throughout the whole country is dangerous. Clearly, this woman is deranged. She is a mass murderer. And, you know, you could have the best healthcare system in the world, and you still get a rogue nurse or a rogue practitioner who has clearly got mental problems. You know, you can never safeguard against that. And I think it's dangerous to actually say that, you know, maternity services in the UK are not up to scratch.
Well, they're not.
Women
really.
are going to fear going to hospital, you know, if we don't be a little bit circumspect in what we say.
I understand
this woman, Lucy Letby, is unique in her nastiness. But,
she's absolutely unique. Well, I wish she was a bit more unique, or there has been another case of it. But yes, for the sake of this argument, she is unique in what she's done here, I suppose. But the fact is that her defence relied upon widespread medical negligence and mistakes made by other people, and they were trying to paint a picture of that being commonplace amongst the NHS. I absolutely hear your point. I don't want to put people off going to using the NHS and getting urgent care and all of this stuff. Thankfully, situations like this are mercifully relatively rare. I just don't want to see them happening at all. But, Michael, should she be made to attend the sentencing, do you think? Should she be dragged up from the dock and made to sit there and made to look a judge in the eye as he hopefully hands down a full life tariff? Or she?
I would say so, yes. I would say so, yes. I mean, I think that, you know, sometimes we're just too kind to people who perpetrate evil. You know, I sometimes wonder if Adolf Hitler had actually survived the Second World War, would he have pleaded in defence at Nuremberg, where the trials were of all those Nazi war criminals? Would he have pleaded, you know what, I'm mad, so you can't really sentence me. There's something wrong with me. And you know what, I'm so mad, I don't want to even go to the trial.
I just think you make an interesting point about whether or not we are too soft on people who have been found guilty of the most heinous crimes and the most hideous crimes, and it can't really get any worse than this. One last one with you, Michael. Where are you on the death penalty?
Well, generally speaking, I'm actually against the death penalty. What I have said publicly is that if there were an armed robbery or some other event of that type where people take weapons and knowingly and, you know, considering it in advance, fire on police officers, then I would be inclined to say, well, providing the burden of proof is very tough because, of course, once you've given the death penalty, you can't then say, oh, we made a mistake and we're going to release you from that once, it's been done. Generally speaking, I'm against it, but I do, as I said, in the instance of armed robberies, would consider actually bringing it back.
Wow. Michael, thank you. Michael Fabricant there, of course, the Conservative MP for Lichfield.